Guys, can you see anything? Guys, can you see anything? Hello? Nikki? Yeah. Okay.
Well, good morning, folks, and welcome to our second live telecast. Now, hopefully, we won't have the same issues that we had last week. We had a lot of technical stuff going on. But if you do see anything, feel free to make a comment, and we'll try to fix it. And also, feel free to ask questions or send in questions as we go along if something doesn't make sense or you'd like more detail. So, first of all, I want to say good morning and welcome. I hope you're all holding up well under these conditions. It's actually, what I've found out is it's not been a bad time to do home improvement projects. I've been at home, and so I'm starting to catch up a little bit of my own honey-do list. So this morning, I'm going to demonstrate for you a half dozen ways that you can deal with a stripped screw head. Now, I don't know if you've had this problem, but I bet you have. It's very, very common, and it can be very frustrating if you're trying to take something apart, and it's usually that last screw that just doesn't want to come out because the head is stripped. So I'm going to take you through these half process. I'm going to start over here, right down here, with some of the simplest solutions, and then we'll move into some things that are a little bit more complex or involve a few more tools. Now, this is a strip screw right here. I've intentionally stripped this out. And believe it or not, this can be a solution. Now, it's a standard rubber band, and what I'm going to do is place this right over the head of the screw, push the screwdriver into it. Now, if I push down with enough pressure, of course, this worked until now, right? I should be able to, yeah, here it comes. Here comes the screw. It's coming out. Now, I will say this only works for screws that are sort of moderately stripped out. If they're badly stripped out, you probably will need to go on to something else. But before I show you some other options, here's another possibility. Someone wrote in about this, actually just taking a piece of paper and putting it on the screw and pressing down. That seems to generate just enough friction so that you can loosen the screw. So my suggestion is try these first. And if they don't work, we've got a lot more in the arsenal here. Now, this is an interesting solution. It's actually a grit. Let me put some out here so you can see it. It's like a carbide grit in some oil. There we go. You can see it's black. Let me shake it up real well here. And what happens is this creates just enough friction sometimes between the screwdriver blade and the screw head that you can back out a screw that has a stripped head. This bottle's a little plugged up here. Come on. All right. Okay, got more than I wanted there. Just take some, put it over on the screw head. And here again, just press down fairly hard. You can actually almost hear the grit in there. Press down hard, and it oftentimes works really well. Surprisingly well. All right, so this, by the way, is called Screw Grab. It's available on Amazon. Just look under Screw Grab. And I always keep a bottle of this around. So what I'd suggest is you might want to get one now and just have it ready to go in case you need it. All right, let's move over here. And I want to show you something called a screw extractor. Now, this requires that we actually drill a small hole right in the center of the screw. Now, to be honest, this takes a little while, so be patient, because you want the hole to be, I don't know, maybe at least that deep. And what I've done in order to just save some time here is this one I've already drilled deeper. And this is the retractor. Now, it looks like a screw in a way, but as you turn this counterclockwise, it actually bites into that hole and you made in the screw. Again, press down, and you can see this is backing the screw out. Very effective. Just have to take your time drilling that hole. But this may be one of my favorite solutions. Now, this solution is similar to that. This is a special, you can buy these in little sets. It's a screw extractor tool. That's pretty much its only reason for being. And it's got a drill on this end and a retractor on this end. Now, the key to using this is to always run the drill in reverse, including when you're drilling the hole. Okay, so I've got the bit loaded here. Tighten that up. This is the drill end in here, and I've got my drill set to run in reverse. This is really important. So this would be drilling a small hole in the screw, much like the drill bit was over there. Then once I've got the hole, loosen this up, take it out, turn it around. Now the retractor end is sticking out here. And again, over here, I've done the hole, already done the hole a little bit. Press down, and are you going to work? Nope. All right, let's try something else here. Let's go over here and, oh, you know what? I'm using this on the wrong demo pad. Let's run this back in for a little while. We don't have to run it back in. Put this one over here. Run it backward. There you go. See, that's backing the screw right out. Because these little, it's actually stuck on there. These little grooves in the retractor bite into that screw. And the reason you're running the drill in reverse is because it's designed to bite in as you run it in reverse, and that backs the screw out of the hole. Okay. There we go. All right. So retractor, combination tool. This is my ultimate solution over here. And again, we've got a screw that is stripped out. And in this case, what I'm going to do is take my Dremel tool. I don't know if you've seen one of these or not. These are often used by hobbyists. And of course, I have lost my little wheel. You see it anywhere, Lynn? Oh, there it is. Okay. So this is a little diamond impregnated cutting wheel. This again is the Dremel tool. All the home improvement centers have these. They're good for carving lots of different things. This is just one of the uses for them. So what I do, I got the cutting wheel in there, and I'm going to cut a slot into the screw. Okay? Now it doesn't matter whether the old screw was a slotted screw or whether it was a Phillips head screw. We're making it into a slotted screw head right now. All right. Now, if this works, should be able to put, okay, this is a regular slotted screwdriver. I can drop it into that groove and back the screw out. Just like that. So there you go. So we've got several methods here, from the simplest, rubber band, piece of paper to the screw grab to the retractor to the special retractor tool here to actually cutting a slot into the screw head with a Dremel tool fitted with a cutting wheel. So if you, excuse me, do we have any questions, Lynn? Really? No questions? We're checking.
Guys?
Okay. So we have a question? We do have a question.
Yes. Nikki, what is that question? Would you recommend using an impact driver for these types of issues?
Ooh, that's a good question. That's a really good question. You know, I've never tried it, but I am trying to think. An impact driver, yeah. You know what? I will try that. And on one of the next live broadcasts, if it works, or if it doesn't work, I'll share the results with you. But I like that. Which, by the way, you know, there's never just one way to do stuff like this. It may depend. The method you use may depend on what you have on hand. You may come up with your own solution, like this viewer just did. So feel free to experiment. And also, I want to say that, you know, YouTube is a wonderful resource for things like this. There are other people out there who do these kinds of things. They may have a different set of solutions. So it's one of these things where people get very creative when it comes to problems like trying to remove a screw. So feel free to have at it. Thank you so much for viewing. I'm sorry?
Nikki, do you have another question? Somebody said they arrived late, and if you could show the paper demo again.
Oh, the paper demo, sure. So here's our screw. The head is stripped out. And as I said before, this works best really when the screw is, shall I say, mildly stripped out, but it's not terribly, it's slipping, but it's not, the head is not completely gone. So you lay the rubber band over the head of the screw, apply some downward pressure, and then turn. And this just creates a little bit of friction between the tip of the screwdriver and the head of the screw. And in some cases, even a piece of paper will provide enough friction so that you can get that screw out. Okay, does that help? Okay. Anything else? Any more questions?
Any more questions, Nikki?
Okay, so what I would like to ask you to do is if you have some information or demonstrations that you'd like to see live, please feel free to send me a note on Facebook, and we'll do our best to get those up for you. We're planning to do one of these every week on Wednesday at 11 a.m. So I'll see you next week. Take care.
Awesome, they said. Awesome. We're working with this camera, and I'm sort of, Ron, we gotta rehearse that though, because I'm so like on these sticks. Like if I didn't have to do that, it'd be so much easier.
What do you mean you didn't have to do it?
Turn it off live. Okay, he's turning off now.